There's pros and cons to every culture. Like Japan, I'm sure they have their cons in their culture. Overworking, for example. But they have a lot more pros and cons, I believe. But America's culture, there's pros to it as well. Patriotism and, fighting for your country and things like that. But I say that there are a lot more cons to the bad parts of the American culture. And again, so many people are going to make this about race, but just check this out. And so many people don't understand this. Why are they fighting and destroying things? They won the game in New York City. The Knicks, they won the game, and they're destroying the city and fighting for what? Doesn't make any sense. But so many people, again, will judge, it's just a certain race that's doing this. I would argue and say, no, this is just the debaucherous culture that is pushed on the youth in general. Like absolute madness. Like what is happening to the world? From a Christian point of view, well, we already know what's going to happen. And we already know we see it happening in real time. And I believe it's going to get even worse and worse and worse. Like how can it get worse than this? It can always get worse. Imagine Sodom and Gomorrah. It was worse back then. Imagine that. Can you imagine Sodom and Gomorrah? It's worse than it is right now. That God literally destroyed that whole city, that whole area. Just eviscerated Sodom and Gomorrah. They had to be doing some whacked out stuff over there. But we're still not there yet. But you see Japan's over here. This is part of their culture, keeping things tidy. And I think they do it just because the culture promotes it. Like they don't do it like to, I guess, out of the goodness of their heart. Maybe they do. Maybe some of them do. But I know the culture promotes it so heavy that they will feel left out and they will feel like, how should I even put it? Like embarrassed because this is what the culture promotes. They promote cleanliness, doing things in order, good customer service. I visited there for a little bit, kind of lived there for like 6 months in Japan and Okinawa. And yeah, great customer service, very orderly, very clean. And if you don't fit into that rung of society, you'll be an outcast. So it's basically like do this, act this way, or feel guilty, feel like an outcast of society. And so I think that's still good. Like it promotes this behavior. It promotes good things. Whereas American culture that's pushed on the youth through music, through movies, through TV, through different cultural media. And you can say it affects a lot of the Black community. But it's pushed on the Black community. It is pushed on the Black community the most. And I still have no idea why. Like, why is it pushed on the Black community the most? But in general, it is pushed on the youth, but it's mainly directed towards the Black community. And so it is not a skin color thing that, Black people are so more sinful than other races of people. It is they buy into the cultural programming. And when you buy into a debaucherous cultural programming, such as what is pushed on our youth today, in the music and in the media and in the movies, the music is probably the worst part. This is how it plays out. Just listen to the horrible rap music that's being pushed on the youth today. The lyrics, y'all. It is so powerful when you repeatedly listen to that day in and day out, day in and day out. It programs your mind. And I think this is how it plays out. Now, who's this guy? And why they pour water on the guy? I wouldn't care. I'm like, hey, buddy, I'm driving a McLaren. That's probably why he's driving a McLaren. He's like, I don't have time to mess with you. We on a different level here. I'm not saying that like, one person's better than the other person in terms of like, more important. And like, I don't want to get in that mindset because we're all human beings. But still, in a mentality aspect, the guy in the McLaren has a way better mentality and is actually raising his mentality over the guy who poured water on him. Like that's low-level behavior, that's low-level thinking, and props to the guy in the McLaren. And let me show you something. For those who are going to make this about race, I saw this today, and this is such a beautiful story. It's one of those feel-good stories, that makes you not think about race so much. It's just humanity. And these racially charged topics that we're in race wars in America again. I don't know how we got back here, y'all. It's 2026, but we're still fighting against races. We're still having so much animosity towards different races in 2026 America. But look at this story. This just dissipates all this racial thinking.
A daycare video is going viral online after a very sweet moment was caught on surveillance camera. In the clip, a baby girl can be seen slowly trying to walk toward one of the daycare workers. At first, the worker is busy taking care of another child and does not seem to realize what is happening. But the second she looks over and sees the baby taking little steps toward her, her whole reaction changes. She gets excited, starts smiling, and begins cheering the baby on like it is the biggest moment in the world. The little girl keeps moving forward, one tiny step at a time, while the worker moves closer with open arms, ready to welcome her. When the baby finally reaches her, the worker gently picks her up and gives her a big, warm hug. The baby's mom saw the moment through the daycare camera and later shared the video online. She said it meant so much to see someone else feel that much joy for her daughter's first steps. The clip quickly touched people across social media, with many viewers saying the worker's reaction showed real love, patience, and care. What do you think about this heartwarming moment? Let me know in the comments.
Yeah, I love clips like this because it does its part in helping to end racism thinking like, oh, black people are different than white people. No, we're all human beings. We all have emotion. We can all love. We can all respect each other, no matter the race here. And it's just beautiful to see that. In a so racially divided world that we're in. But then you go back to this kind of stuff. It makes you have less hope in humanity when you see stuff like, you see this story. This story right here is so beautiful, so sweet. And then and so I get why people are so angry, because you see crap like this happening on the right, and you're just like, it makes you want to judge certain people in a certain way that you're like, I'm better than you because I'm not doing that. But all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. We all sin in different ways. And again, like I said, it's a program. And I had the program too. I have a black father, a white mother. When I grew up in school, I mainly associated with mostly black friends. And so I received the program of that culture. I didn't act it out entirely, but I did act it out somewhat. It was mainly in my mentality and how I dressed. I didn't do too much debaucherous things in terms of like fighting all the time and destroying property, but I did steal on occasion. I dressed in a way that wasn't good. It was just sloppy, sagged my pants. I talked in a certain way that was not respectable. And so I took on that same cultural programming that is really pushed on the black community. And eventually I grew out of it. I'm like, this is just programming. I'm too mature for this. Like, I got to grow out of this. You can't be so self-righteous that you're like, I'm so much better than this youth, this 17-year-old kid who's in this programming, because that could have been you. You could have grew up in the same way and accepted and received the same programming. And just because you didn't doesn't mean you're better than the person who did, because you sinned in a different way. So we got to understand and not be so holier than thou when we think about people who have accepted the programming. We can shake our head at it. I do. Just shake your head at it like, this is ridiculous. Why are you acting this way? You can even say that, but it's like, at the end of the day, just don't get in a frame of mind where you think yourself better than somebody else. And most of these guys who are acting like this, acting out, destroying property and stuff, they're young. Like, they're like teenagers in early 20s, mid 20s, still young. When you start getting in your late 20s, that's when you really start to mature as a man. And yeah, so that's something else to take note. Most of these people who are acting up like this, destroying property and all that, and affected by the cultural programming, they are really young. And so you got to understand that as well. All right. Y'all take care and God bless. May the Lord keep you. May he bless you. May he shine his face upon you always and give you peace. Believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and you shall be saved. YouTube's going to tell you to watch the video right around here. It's going to be the best match for you. Check it out because it's going to increase the session time, the watch time, help the channel, and I'll see you over there. God bless.